Parker, if you went into a coma now and you woke up 20 years from now and we were in a Bitcoin world with a Bitcoin standard, what are some everyday things that you think might be different that you'd see if you were walking around?
Well, I really think about it from a fundamental perspective, which is I key in on the pricing mechanism. And I talk about, and I think this is key to your point, which is that a monetary good is the most important single good in an economic structure. And that if I think about the pricing mechanism, which is oftentimes overlooked, it is that a price system only emerges once a large group of people converge on a common form of money. And that money very naturally monopolizes due to its function and due to the problem that it solves. And what's happening right now is that the world is converging on a new monetary standard in Bitcoin, and it's doing so because it has a perfectly inelastic fixed supply of 21 million. And so when I think about that question, I think about it anchored to that point, and that what that ultimately means is that Bitcoin's price mechanism will be more perfect than any price mechanism that's ever existed. And that it will also be one that cannot be manipulated. And that also the most important function in my mind is that the cost of credit. The cost of money and the cost of credit cannot be manipulated. So then if I come to your question of what do I expect that future world to look like, you know, it's hard to visualize the specificity, but I'd say the most obvious thing that will happen is that the credit system will be a fraction of what it is today, a very, very small fraction. And that if the price mechanism which money communicates is the primary way that information is delivered to all human beings in the world, that the base money will be communicating that information rather than function of credit. And that when we look back, I think Bitcoin's stability will prove that central banks were the cause of financial instability and financial crisis, and we won't see that anymore, and that history will be written by the winners.
It's a very optimistic answer.
That is jibber, yes.
This over there, yes, the jibber.
Does it work?
Yes, the